I wanted to share with people how I overcame the obstacles in my life. I had a rough start, and a lot of things happened along the way. My house burned down, and each of those things I've had to really learn to become positive to overcome the obstacles in my way. And given the success, I mean, I'm not Bill Gates, let's say, but I've had very good success, and I'd like to share how I did that. And so we came up with the title that whatever the curse is, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's poverty, whether it's racism, there are all kinds of curses that people are dealing with, things that really feel like someone intended to injure them. And I really don't want people to feel that those are inescapable. I want them to feel that they can overcome those and break the curse. I give a 10-step, here's how you can do it. And it's exactly what I did in my life. So I talk in the book about how to learn about framing and how much impact it has on our lives. And that's how I start the book. And that's how I started my quote unquote recovery, was to learn how to think better. So the first thing that we do is we talk to people about an awakening. And you need to do that, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's unemployment, whether you recognize in yourself, as we all do, maybe don't recognize we have intolerance for various people or various things. And your first step is to recognize that and then turn that around. And so that's what step one in Break the Curse is about, is learning to think like a genius would, not how you were taught in the beginning. The second step, we talk about setting goals. One of the pictures, it shows my granddaughter sort of throwing embers up in a fire. And I almost would think that it's what goals really are. You're just going to try to throw all of your dreams up and try to grab them as they come down, and don't deny yourself dreams. And I think that's very important. So we move from there to the third chapter, which is finding your mentors, right? Everybody, in my opinion, as you break out of your poor way of thinking that you learned, and some people don't have that poor of a way, but I know I did. So it really required me to find mentors who could tune me up. The fourth piece of Break the Curse is to take care of your body. And it's so important. And I love the quote that we lead that chapter with. It says, take care of your body or else you won't have any place to live. So I just think that's just a darling kind of a very good frame for you to understand that in order to have a long and wonderful life, you really have to take care of the vessel that you live in. So I'm thrilled that I was able to get into triathlons where I swim, I run, and I bike. And now I have a very steady diet in my life of mountain biking, of swimming, of running, of doing yoga, all things that help me to take care of my body. So one of my things, I'm a professor at Cambridge College, and I teach conflict management and negotiation. And I feel conflict management is the most important topic in the world. I give a lot of tips in Break the Curse, so you'll be able to rethink your life and rethink all of the conflicts that you come by. And to me, it's a daily medicine, if you would, that you're entitled or have an opportunity to take conflict and turn it on its head and to become the best you can be at handling conflict. So that chapter, I think, is going to be important to a lot of people. I devoted a chapter to try and help people with temptations. And so there's a lot in chapter 6 about temptations and ways that you could think about changing that up. Everything I do, always try to leave things better than you find them. And I think that will build karma for you. And so I devote a chapter to that. And I think it's an important lesson. It's easy to get trapped into getting done what you have to get done. I'm a very determined guy too. And I tend to, I'm so focused and I'm determined, I'm going to get this done. But you got to stop and say, wait a minute, what about the guy behind me? And how can I do something for that? It's very important that you don't try to put a square peg in a round hole. And the reason that's important to me, or it's been driven home to me, is owning my own business for 45 years. People have come and gone many years, and to my era, I've put people in the wrong place too often. So I've learned that we really have to find what people's skills do well, what they do well at naturally, and try to put them in that place that they can succeed. And I consider that very heavily my responsibility, not theirs. So I think that's very important that you find your fit. The next chapter, by the way, is having fun, stabilizing your life. And I'm probably better at that than any of the other things that I've done. And I mountain bike literally every day. I bike to work often. Yesterday and the day before, I biked to work from my home. It's about 5.5 miles. And so I bike in, it refreshes me. And sometimes, honestly, when I'm driving in a car, I feel disappointed. I feel like I'm not getting the fresh air. I feel like I'm not treating my body well.